Hey guys, I just want to make this video to kind of go over, what happened over the weekend at the death race. It was an experience of a lifetime, for sure. It was really hard. I didn't get the finish, unfortunately. I pulled myself out, just playing it safe a little bit. Do you regret pulling myself out? I don't lose sleep over it, but I definitely could have been a little more prepared gear-wise than physically. Physically, I felt fine. Mentally, I felt fine, but there's a few things in my bag that could have been a little better. Could have made the experience a little more enjoyable. But definitely carrying a 70-pound pack, for 18 miles overnight up a mountain, not enjoyable. Now that I finished, it was quite fun. So, a lot of the questions, I can kind of go over the race, but just so much has happened. I'm kind of still processing what happened. But the basic rundown is, we did some wood chopping. We hiked up a mountain carrying we called it the Ark, but it was basically a vehicle that had a generator and a timer and a lamp. Had to carry that up the mountain as a team. Then we hiked over Bloodroot Gulch or mountain. That's probably one of the hardest hills over in Pittsfield. Once we got to the other side, we had to bear crawl down the mountain for a few miles. Then we had to bear crawl in the river, a few hundred feet. It was cold too. Then once we got back, this took many, many hours, probably 15, 16 hours. It's hard to keep track of time. Then built the bridge, chopped down some trees, built the bridge. Then we had to clear an entire field of weeds with little scissors. That was fun. And then proceeded to do 3,000 burpees in the field that we just cleared. So, just multiply everything, times 100. It took hours. That was the theme of this race. It was a marathon. The burpees, I quit at 1,000. I just couldn't do it. My knees are bugging me too much. But it took them about 10 hours, 12 hours to do it. I'm estimating. And then immediately after that, they had to bear crawl on a track size course for, the goal was to do a marathon, but, more than a 10K, so more than 30 laps to do on that course. I did the course once, and it sucked. And mind you, doing these things, at once might be a little easier than doing them all together. That was the hardest thing, is the endurance, sticking with it, no sleep. The food's on my back, so anything I was eating was coming out of my pack. Definitely wasn't the most nutritious food. Beef jerky, thanks Janet. Little squeezed cheeses that come in MREs, which are the military meals. Did make a taco, which was delicious. And drank lots of water. Definitely an experience. I can go into more detail if you ask me certain questions about it, but that's the lowdown. And like this, the last thing I want to mention is like, why do I do these things? Well, that's an interesting question. I really don't do it for anyone else.